There is one intense reason why I was stuck decluttering, and it probably is why you get stuck too. And it's also the same reason why only 9% of people actually stick to their New Year's resolutions. It's called the comfort zone, but don't worry, we're gonna tackle that. But first, I wanna look at a little baby bird in a nest. I mean, it is so comfortable in there. It is cozy. Mama's there. There are feathers to keep you all snug and warm. Now, sure, you are a growing bird, and you might want to stretch your wings and consider learning to fly, but that's a little bit scary, so you back it off. So what feelings come up for little bird when she is thinking about leaving the nest and flying? Well, number one, she's excited. She's like, I'm gonna go and fly. That sounds pretty fun. But the other one is fear. I mean, change is scary. I certainly didn't realize it when I started decluttering, but that is a pretty big change too. You're kind of changing a little bit about your identity, which can feel very threatening. So in addition to excitement and fear, I also felt dread and overwhelm. And I invite you to explore what feelings and beliefs come up when you think about decluttering or making a big change. Maybe write it down, grab a pen and paper. So think about that little baby bird. I mean, she could fall. It's a scary world out there for a baby bird. And she also doesn't know how to fly. She also might make a mistake. She isn't a strong bird yet. So what are the reasons that those feelings and beliefs come up for little bird? And what are the benefits to staying in her comfortable little nest? Well, the nest is warm. Food is brought right to little bird. And I ask you, list the benefits for you to avoid decluttering and staying stuck. Maybe it's not dealing with those provoking feelings. For example, time passing, which by the way is my least favorite topic, yet unavoidable. Maybe it's that if you stay stuck, you don't have to make those tough decisions because there are a lot of decisions when you're decluttering. Still worth it though. Or you get to stay comfortable and safe in your home without making any changes because change is scary. Maybe you don't like the idea of having to focus on yourself and your environment, or even simply, you just don't know how. So baby bird wants to fly, but she has to learn how to fly. And she has to be vulnerable and to focus on her own growth in order to do that. Does that at all sound familiar to you? Is it just me? It's just me, isn't it? Okay. There are some consequences to not making that change though. Baby bird will miss out on so much if she stays in that nest forever. She will miss out on exploring, finding worms, and flying. I mean, can you think of anything more free than flying? She will miss out on freedom. Is that not majorly tragic to you? That's majorly tragic to me. Now, what are some painful consequences to not decluttering? Well, I would think number one, you might say it's stress. You write this down for yourself though. Maybe it's stress of living in a cluttered environment, which for most people, not all, but most, is stressful. Or maybe it's still having to manage all of that clutter because goodness knows, clutter takes some management. The other thing is your family will continue to live with clutter, which is certainly a painful consequence. Or that you continue to live with clutter, which I would say is an even more painful consequence. Another one is that your life is passing you by because you are just wearing clutter goggles and it just is distracting and takes a little bit of the joy away from life. You're not prioritizing yourself by ignoring your all-important environment. I think baby bird needs to spend some time with her negative emotions and beliefs. Now, believe me, this is my least favorite thing to do, and I'm sure it's baby bird's least favorite thing to do. But she's gonna spend some time thinking, she's gonna talk to some friends, and she is gonna write so she can process things in her little bird brain. And I'm just gonna say, like, you probably should process your negative beliefs. And yes, this might take a while, and maybe you need to seek some professional help. And that is not only great, it's admirable, so good for you. So what is wrong with those beliefs we talked about before? Well, baby bird, she realizes she was meant to fly. She's a bird after all. She also knows change is hard, but that's how she can grow. And a warm nest is actually not where she is meant to spend all of her time. And for you, maybe you believe that decluttering is bad. Maybe you think it's wasteful. I invite you to ask yourself where that belief actually came from. Or maybe you believe that you don't know where to start. Why do you think that that is? I also want you to ask yourself, what will life look like in another year of living with clutter? In 5 years of still living with clutter? Or in 10 years if you just don't take control of your all-important environment? Now, baby bird realizes she actually wants to fly. She wants to explore. She wants to catch her own worms. So what beliefs would she have to adopt to make that change happen? Well, number one, change is worth it. Yes, change can be a little bit hard, but the change is worth it. Yes, exploring is fun. Growth is worth it. When we do hard things, we grow as a person and a bird, and that's awesome. And freedom is amazing. Now, I will ask you this question. What beliefs could you adopt to fill the void of those old beliefs? Baby bird says, I'm meant to fly. I want to fly, and I believe in freedom. What are your beliefs? And what will your amazing future look like? One of the biggest struggles people have is that they actually don't know how to start decluttering. I go over that entire process here, so you don't have to struggle with that area anymore. Once you've tackled those false beliefs, you can replace them with those positive beliefs, and you can have the freedom of a tidy home, just like Baby Bird has the freedom of flying through the sky. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!